Hello again, Gooners. Hope you got your night goggles on today because this is a nighttime edition of the Loose Cannon, number 23. That's Andre Arshavin. See, I know some numbers when I put my mind to it. Had a little sneaky look at one of the programs, which is ridiculous as I've got an Arshavin shirt in my closet somewhere. Maybe that's where it will stay because I don't think Arshavin's going to be wearing an Arsenal shirt anymore. Although, of course, I will be, and I'm sure some of you listening to this will be too. But what have we been watching lately? Well, we've been watching England, of course, rather than Arsenal, and these things happen, don't they, in the summer? And we're lucky that we got a chance to see Oxlade-Chamberlain in action. And of course, everyone's been waxing lyrical about his performance for England against Belgium. I thought he did okay. I was quite pleased with him, given his age, 18 years of age. Well, you're not going to get much better than that. But poor old Theo Walcott has got himself crocked, which is obviously very bad news for us Gooners. Incredibly bad news. The good news is he'll probably be fit in time to play in the Euro 2012 competition. But then again, you can against that you could say, well, if he does play in the competition, he's going to be absolutely knackered when the season starts. So how good is that going to be from an Arsenal perspective? So if we want to be completely selfish about it, we'd have to say, please don't play in the tournaments to all of our players. But clearly, they're never going to listen to that. And if we were that strict about things, they wouldn't want to play for us anyway. But anyway, it looks like he's gonna play despite his hamstring, groin. Sorry, not hamstring, groin. His hamstring, his ankle problem, and that's about it for now. Well, two injuries he's got. Not ideal because it just knocks you out of balance. Certainly if you get an ankle injury, it really knocks your whole body out of balance. So I'm afraid he's going to sustain another injury. I'm not the biggest optimist in the world. You'd have to be optimistic, wouldn't you, if you would say Rio Ferdinand expecting a call-up. That clearly is never going to happen. I feel very sorry for Rio Ferdinand, even though he's not an Arsenal player. Clearly, he's good enough to be in the Euro 2012 squad. But let's not go on about England. I don't want to do that. But anyway, another man's one man's loss is another man's gain. Of course, in this case, Oxlade-Chamberlain could possibly start instead of Theo on the right wing if Theo doesn't make it. And there's no guarantee that Theo's even going to start on the right wing because, well, do we know what Roy Hodgson's plans are? I said I won't go on about England. What am I doing? But at least it's with an Arsenal perspective. With that in mind, I'll continue just a little bit longer. Of course, Oxlade-Chamberlain played on the left wing for England in that game against Belgium, his first start, but his second cap for England. I think my prediction is he'll probably play him on the right wing if he does indeed start him in the tournament. I don't think either Theo or Oxlade-Chamberlain's going to start. I personally think, well, depending on injuries, obviously, I'm seeing it's going to be Milner on the right because of the defensive cover he gives the team, and Downing on the left. And I'm not a big fan of Downing, but defensively he's quite sound, and I think that's why a lot of managers like what he can offer the team. But going forward, I don't think he offers a lot. Certainly not in terms of crossing ability, and not particularly at all in terms of goal scoring acumen. So personally, I wouldn't do either. But I love Ashley Young to bits. I think he's a great player. I said many years ago Arsenal should sign him before he joined Aston Villa from Watford. I mean, Watford's just up the road from Arsenal. Why did we not sign this guy? Clearly, he was destined for great things. You could see that in the playoff final that he virtually, or semi-final, he virtually single-handedly won one of those games for Watford when they last got into the Premier League. It was largely down to Young's efforts. So I think we really missed out there. But anyway, so there's been a lot of talk about internationals with the Euros on the horizon, and one player a lot of us were taking an interest in, apart from Eden Hazard, was Jan Vertonghen. Jan Vertonghen definitely preferring a move to Spurs rather than a move to Arsenal. So many Arsenal fans are now feeling that if his move to Spurs breaks down, we don't actually want him to join our club. And having seen his performance for Belgium against England, I'd have to agree with that because, quite honestly, he's not up to that much. I mean, he's a decent enough player, but is he better than what we've got at left back? I'm not so sure he is. I'm really not. I love Andre Santos. I think he's great going forward. not as good defensively, but better than he's made out to be. And obviously with Kieran Gibbs as well, I think we've got a lot of good options in the left back slot. We could always do with more squad players, but Vertonghen, is he going to be? Would he be the answer? I don't think he's that brilliant going forward, playing at left back anyway. He's more of a centre back, I understand. So I didn't see him playing centre back in that game, so I shouldn't comment too much. But based on what I saw, I don't think we've got much to worry about if he goes down the road to Spurs. And clearly, he thinks he's going to walk straight into the team at Spurs, and you can't blame him for thinking that, given their sort of left back situation. The left back, I can't think of his name all of a sudden, but he's not really always covered himself in glory every single match he's played, but had quite a good season last time around. So maybe he'll walk straight into their team anyway. But the Arsenal team, I just can't see it really. So let him go elsewhere. But one player I would have loved us to sign, and no doubt is going to be linked all over the place to our club, is Dries Mertens. Looks like Dries Mertens, or Dr. Martin, we would call him probably if he did join us. But he wore the number 7 and did a really good job on the left wing, not the right wing. He was playing on the left wing for Belgium. Gave Glenn Johnson a really hard time. And, well, if we could get somebody like that in our team, I'd be very pleased about it. I think he's could prove to be more effective than the likes of Gervinho, who for me has been a disappointment despite his sizzling form in the French league. It's not really reproduced it on a regular basis in the English league for us, has he? So why don't we get somebody like Dries Mertens? He would fit in, wouldn't he? If we want another Belgian international, why not look at him? He's not necessarily available, but let's put a bid in anyway. He's only recently been at PSV. He's got a lot of goals playing from the wing. I don't think you can get much better. I think he's got 20-odd goals in 30-something games. So that's an amazing goal return for a winger. And, well, before I sign off this time, I would have to say one other thing. There's been some very funny stories on the internet. Should I give someone a red card? I think it's about time. I've got my cards out and not used them. I'm just giving this out in general to anyone that makes up silly stories on the internet. I mean, woe betide anyone I catch doing that. What would I say to them? Especially if they steal my stories, that makes it even worse. But yeah, I've got to give the red card to this story about Robin van Persie moving to Italy. I thought that one had already been put to bed, because we all know that there's a match fixing scandal going on out in Italy. Does no one read the news? These people writing these stories, don't they read the news? Who's going to want to go to Italy right now? I mean, some players will, obviously, but Robin van Persie isn't one of those players who's going to want to go to Italy. He will not go to Italy this summer. I guarantee it. And anyone that wants to have a bet with me, just let me know underneath this video. Just let me know, because I'll wage whatever you want, even 30 million euros if I had it, which incidentally is the fee that Club Call claim that we have told Juventus we want for our captain. Well, I think 30 million euros is a decent enough fee for a player that's only got a year left on his contract, but Robin van Persie will not go to Italy. I guarantee it. And well, this is the bit that really gets me. The story before that I read, it said that Seydou Doumbia, who I think I've spoken about in a recent vlog, they claim that Seydou Doumbia, the deal for him with CSKA Moscow is in the pipeline. And you know what I found that looks very much like a pipeline? I will attempt to show you right now. I don't know if you can see this. And well, does anyone know what that is? I'm not going to give out any prizes for anyone that does, but to me, that is the pipeline we're talking about here. And I'm going to look for it and see, can I see Robin van Persie going to Italy? And then, in the words of Admiral Lord Nelson, or whatever he's called, I see no Van Persie going to Italy. It was a strange accent that came out there. I don't know what I'm up to sometimes. But as you can probably tell, I'm a bit tired today. I'm tired of celebrating, perhaps. Tired of not having proper football to watch. Only these internationals. It actually sent me to sleep. So the last 10 minutes of that game, I just couldn't keep awake. The Belgium-England game. But nonetheless, if you're an England fan, you can't moan if you've won 2 games 1-0, can you? So good luck to England in the tournament. Good luck to all the Arsenal players in the tournament, and no doubt I'll have something to say about it very soon indeed, right here on the Loose Cannon vlog. Don't forget, any comments, leave them below. Until the next time, up the Gooners.